India-France romance and the permanent seat at the UNSC. Hello and welcome to Inventiva. This is Palak Yadav presenting to you today's big news. France and India will join hands in New York at the table of the United Nations Security Council as chairs in July and August respectively. France and India share strategic partnerships in areas like defense, economic cooperation, healthcare, education, etc. Both countries strongly believe in multilateral rule-based systems to address issues of the 21st century. Problems like terrorism, cyber attacks, climate change, pandemics, international law, insecurities triggered due to global warming require a joint multilateral action led by principles that believe in humanism. United Nations organizations that were established in 1945 must agree to the fact that it needs to evolve to keep up with the changing dynamics of the world. India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar's call for reformed multilateralism is the need of the hour. The French government also agreed to this idea. France has been trying to increase permanent and non-permanent members of the UNSC to increase the representation for a long time. It is well known that the permanent five nations, namely China, France, Russia, the UK and the USA, do not represent the whole world. To be honest, they don't even represent every continent. Increasing representation in UNSC is important because it is one of the 6 main organizations of the United Nations that maintains the international peace and security in the world. The UNSC cannot be locked in its ivory tower hoping that the big 5 countries would understand every situation and reality of the world. The dynamics of the world has changed a lot since 1945. There are emerging powers, the G4 countries that are India, Germany, Japan, Brazil, who are in a position to make game-changing addition towards the goal of peacekeeping. France has always been in favor of adding India to the list of permanent members of the UNSC. France and India have been partners with each other for a long time. It was the first Western country which reached out to India for a strategic partnership. After the Pokhran nuclear test of 1998, every country in the world imposed bilateral sanctions on India. France was the first country that refused to do so and understood the security concerns of India. During the Cold War period, France chose India as its preferred partner in the Indian Ocean region. France was also one of the first P5 countries that supported permanent Indian representation in the UN Security Council. The French government helped India to set up the Sriharikota launch site, assisted in increasing payload and engine development. Defense cooperation with France began in the 1950s when India bought the Oregon aircraft Mysteries Jaguar and Mirage 2000 Rafale aircraft and Scorpion submarines, Project 75. Both the countries participate in 3 regular defense exercises known as Exercise Shakti for Army, Exercise Varun for Navy and Exercise Garud for Air Force. The naval exercise known as Varun helps in warding off security threats in the Indian Ocean region. India and France both have jointly expressed Chinese threats in the Indian Ocean region. Discussions are on the way that would result in India using French bases like Djibouti to counter the Chinese addition of India in nautical outposts. Addition to the nautical pact will send a strong message to enemies of India who underestimate Indian maritime power and increase Indian engagement in the Western Indian Ocean where the French have deployed forces. India and France engage in a trade of $10 billion. There are nearly 1,000 French business entities working in India. France has almost 100 Indian business establishments conducting businesses. India and France have signed business agreements worth $16 billion already. Before Brexit, Indian companies had to enter the European market via the United Kingdom, but now India can look forward to France as an entry point.